Hey everybody, this is JGB coming into a third quarter of action. I hope you guys have enjoyed this game so far. I think it's actually gotten more interesting. I definitely thought 24-0 was going to be a tough one. I actually thought this game was pretty much over. But now that Taylor Heineke's shown some competence on offense, makes that now you can include Aaron Jones in the game. And the defense actually got a stop. Now, to be fair, they couldn't really run the ball. But they've yet to punt. This is going to be returnable with Tyler Lockett, by the way. He's going to get it to about the 27-yard line, 26-yard line. They mark him. I was hoping to try and see Joel out there today, but Patrick Mahomes coming back out onto the field. Joe Mixon can actually be used this drive, so this is going to be interesting. Can the defense get a stop? Because the offense has finally shown some semblance of competency. If you can get a stop and they go down the field and score a touchdown, it's suddenly just a 10-point game. And 17 is definitely a comebackable deficit. It's harder than 14, but it's definitely a comebackable deficit. You just need to get some stops on defense. Under center here is Patrick Mahomes. They're going to go pass. He has time. He fires on the run. Wide open in the middle is, I believe, Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett has been extremely good this game. Now, I understand 5 catches, 56 yards, but he's definitely been their most productive receiver by a lot. Marquise Hollywood-Brown has been good. I think he has 3 catches and a touchdown in this ballgame, so that's really good, actually. Marquise Hollywood-Brown has been one of their productive receivers, too. 2 tight ends set here. Under center is Patrick Mahomes. He's going to bring one of the tight ends in motion. Hand off to Joe Mixon, who's going to get tackled for only about 2-yard gain, actually. 3-yard gain to mark him. And honestly, the run defense for this team has actually improved as the game has gone on. But still, Joe Mixon's still having the game of his life, going ham out here. But 2nd and 7, shotgun Patrick Mahomes. They're going to go handoff once again to Joe Mixon. He gets a cutback lane. He's going to get tackled maybe a couple inches short of that first down marker. The cutback lane is what they had. The Texans had that covered. And great cut back by Joe Mixon allows him to get a lot more out of that. It could have been a 3rd and long instead 3rd and inches. 2 tight ends set here. Fullback on the field. Under center is Patrick Mahomes. Definitely looks like it's going to be a run. Probably easy for a first down for Joe Mixon. He's going to hand off. Yeah, easy first down for Joe Mixon. It wasn't as much yards, though, and that's the good thing. You got to stop him, make sure he doesn't get that many yards. But you can't let him get too many more yards of this, or they can kick a field goal and make it a 20-point game again, which would suck. You got to really force a punt. I understand that you haven't done it all game long, Conference USA, but if you want to win this football game, you're going to need to force a punt at some point, and it should be now. You need your offense to have some momentum, and letting them go down the field would not be momentum. Okay, under center here, 1 tight end set is Patrick Mahomes. He's going to take the snap, handoff to Joe Mixon. He's going to run for about 4 yards, I would guess. They actually mark it 6 yards. Wow. 304 total yards of offense so far for the Big 12 49ers. 6th tackle of the ball game by Kevin Byard. Kevin Byard kind of been doing great. 2nd and 4 coming up. 3 tight ends set here with shotgun for Patrick Mahomes. They're going to bring Mark Andrews in motion. They're going to go handoff up the middle. Joe Mixon, he has a lot of running room, and he's going to get it all the way to about the 34-yard line, 33-yard line to mark it. And Joe Mixon has a legitimate chance to go over 200 yards this game. Just kind of crazy to think about, but he has been a dominant force so far this game, which is crazy. Just how dominant he has really been. He's just expressing his will upon the Conference USA Texans, and they can do nothing but submit. Under center here, 1 tight end set, but also 1 fullback on the field is Patrick Mahomes. They're going to hand off again to Joe Mixon, who's going to get about 7-8 yards on that run. 7 yards, they mark it, 2nd and 3. And honestly, all you need to do if you're the Big 12 is just keep running it up the middle with Joe Mixon. If you pass it, you leave the opportunity to make a rather huge mistake on the table. You've almost made it 3 times already. Shotgun here for Patrick Mahomes. They're going to hand off again to Joe Mixon. He's going to get tackled about 2 yards short. Actually, they hand it to David Montgomery that time. You're going to get tackled 1 yard short of that first down marker. They've involved all 3 of their running backs, which is impressive. Almost no team does that in this league. 3rd running back just in case of really injury. But Chris Carson, David Montgomery both been involved. Okay, under center here, fullback on the field, 1 tight end set. Patrick Mahomes. Okay, is he going to run up the middle? They're going to go hand off outside. Oh, that might be a stop, honestly. Did he get that first down? They gave him the first down. That sucks if you're Conference USA. I think they might have had him. I know they're not going to challenge it, but it might be worthy of a challenge. It was pretty dang close to not being enough. That was about as well as you could have done on a 3rd and 1. He had to work for it. He really did. He could have fumbled. That would have been great. But 1st and 10, 23-yard. You need to force a field goal, by the way. That's like something you need to do. Desperately need to do if you're the Conference USA Texans. Shotgun here for Patrick Mahomes. Take the snap. Hand off to Joe Mixon. He's going to get tackled for only about a 5-yard gain. I know you're saying only about a 5-yard gain, but for Joe Mixon, that's kind of like an only. He has been just absolutely just owning these Conference USA Texans all night long, that it just feels like only 5 yards is an only 5 yards. Under center here is Patrick Mahomes. They bring Andrew Beck on the field, the fullback. They're going to go handoff up the middle. He has some running room, but he's going to get tackled about 3 yards short. Only gets about 2 yards in that game. And it's going to bring about 3rd and 2 coming up. Bryce Callahan with another tackle. It's going to be this is a must-stop situation. Do you sell out against the run and let possibly a slant by Tyler Lockett get a touchdown? Actually, they bring 3 tight ends. You definitely sell out against this run. Under center here is Patrick Mahomes. They're going to go handoff at the middle again with Joe Mixon, and he's going to get enough to get that first. Actually, they're going to give it to Chris Carson that time. And Chris Carson out of the field, and he gets just enough for that first down marker. And this has been a long opening drive. 6 minutes it's going on. And suddenly all that momentum you felt heading into halftime if you're the Conference USA Texans is all gone. It is all gone here. Because this drive has absolutely killed any momentum you could possibly have. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. And suddenly if they get a touchdown, that might be the end of the Conference USA Texans. Under center here is Patrick Mahomes. Fullback on the field and Andrew Beck. They're going to hand off up the middle. And Chris Carson bulldozes them all the way down to the 4, so it brings up a 2nd and 2. Might be time to bring Joe Mixon back onto the field to finish this. 4 yards away from possibly dominating and taking a commanding lead against Conference USA Texans and punching your ticket to possibly a 3rd, actually 4th straight divisional round. Under center, looks like a goal line kind of defense here by the Conference USA Texans. They're going to go hand off at the middle, and it's going to be they stop him at the 1 yard line. Joe Mixon is stopped at the 1 yard line. It brings up a 1st and goal from the 1 yard line. And this drive has gone on 7 minutes, guys. The opening drive has gone on 7 minutes straight, which is insane. And it's got to feel horrible if you let up this touchdown for Conference USA. Goal line defense. You need to sell out against the run. Under center is Patrick Mahomes. They're going to hand off up the middle to Joe Mixon. Actually, to the outside. And they're going to actually get the tackle. They're going to get a tackle there. I don't think they got any lost yardage. But it delays the inevitable for a little bit longer. By the way, Joel Igubiguinue is back, so no injuries have stayed for the entire game. So big tackle made actually by that guy. The injury guy comes back, and he ends up making a huge tackle that could possibly extend this drive a little bit longer. They could take up 8 minutes of this for the 3rd quarter, honestly, on this one drive, which would be kind of insane, but also is a very realistic possibility. 1 yard line, 3 tight end set here. Fullback on the field and Andrew Beck. Gotta go goal line. They go goal line defense, and he bulldozes his way for 1 yard short. Joe Mixon is 1 yard short. Once again, Vernon Butler Jr. makes a game-saving tackle. Brings up a 3rd and goal from the 1 yard line. And can they hold up for one more play? One more play. And they can stop. Oh, trips to the bottom of the set. Shotgun here for Patrick Mahomes. Do you just go handoff here again, or are you actually going to pass? They go passing play. He has time. He has time. He fires it. That's almost intercepted, and that's going to bring a 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. And that was a miracle stop. A stop they needed, but a miracle stop nonetheless. They had a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line, and somehow they're actually going to go for it. Wow. Impressive. Goal line here, under center, fullback on the field. They're going to go pass, actually. He has time. He fires it to a wide-open Tyler Lockett, and he gets a touchdown. And that is absolutely heartbreaking if you're a Conference USA Texan. Just absolutely heartbreaking. You had the stop. You had it. You had 3 straight stops from the 1-yard line. You had an interception in your hands. 53 is just looking at no one. And you just let up a touchdown at the last minute to cap almost an 8.5-minute drive. Insanity. Chewed so much clock and still got a touchdown to make the lead 24 points again. And if you're Conference USA, you've got to think that you're probably out of this game. You can still fight, you can still come back, but 24 points, when your defense has shown no ability to actually stop them. There has been no drive that's ended in a punch for the Big 12 49ers. The worst they've ever done is end the half with 0 points in a field goal. That was the first possession. And honestly, I don't know how much faith I also have in Conference USA's offense. And it's just kind of disappointing because I kind of wanted this to be a better game than it turned out to be. But there's still a chance here. You can still come back if you're Conference USA. You just need Taylor Heinecke to play well and your defense to step it up and actually get a stop here for once in their lives. You're going to need to get a stop. Taylor Heinecke, I understand, showing a whole bunch of highlights of him getting sacked by Jerry Hughes, which has been the dominant player on the defensive side of the ball. And honestly, if I'm looking at this from ACC perspective, I really don't want to play Gerald Hughes next week. To be fair, Conference USA's offensive line is significantly weaker than the ACC's, and Lamar Jackson's a much smarter quarterback than Taylor Heinecke, but I still don't want to play Jerry Hughes the way he's playing. Shotgun. Taylor Heinecke has time. He fires it underneath, gets it to T.Y. Hilton, who breaks a tackle, but not quickly. He's quickly corralled for about a 6-yard gain. But this is the Taylor Heinecke that if we saw this same Taylor Heinecke all game long, this would not be a 24-point deficit. I am pretty positive of that. The way he played on that last possession, if he played that way the entire game, then this would be a pretty close game right now. Unfortunately, it's not. Under center, 3 tight end set here is Taylor Heinecke. He's going to pass. He's going to, instead of throwing it at his receiver, throw it about as far away as possible. Brings up a 3rd and 4. And you could have just passed it to a player that was close to you. And you could have, not done that. Trips to the bottom of the set. You need this first down, by the way. This is like a must-have first down if you want to stay in this game at all. He's pressured, and it's going to be knocked down from line scrimmage. Great play on the edge made there by, I believe, Emmanuel Ogba. And you got to at least think about going for this. You're down by 24 points with the third quarter with 6 minutes left to go. Your defense has shown no ability to stop them at all. You got to think about going for this. They're going to punt this ball away, but that's just admitting that this game's over. Kind of. Punts off. I have to hope that if you're the Conference USA, they mess up. They do not. Great stop there by the special teams. Special teams, one of the few aspects of this team that's actually playing well. Onto the field comes back Patrick Mahomes. He's thrown 2 touchdowns so far. 1 to Tyler Lockett, 1 to Marquise Hollywood-Brown. Honestly, the tight ends have not been as involved as you would expect, especially considering Mark Andrews is probably their best receiving option on the team. And considering they play in San Francisco, everyone knows in real life George Kittle's is such a huge part of that game. 2 tight ends set here with a fullback on the field and Beck. And we'll hand off at the middle. He's going to get tackled for almost no gain, almost immediately tackled. Ends up a 2 yards. 2nd and 8. Alex Highsmith with his 3rd tackle of the ball game. At least he's getting the young lads some experience, some Conference of Champions experience. 3 tight end set here. Looks like about a 4 or 5 man rush. They're going to go run to the outside. He has the angle, and he has a lot of running room. He's going to get it all the way to the 50-yard line. 19 yards in that play. 16 more yards, and Joe Mixon passes that amazing 200 yards rushing. He's averaging over 5 yards per carry, which is insanity. Absolute insanity going on here with Joe Mixon. And this running room, honestly, Chris Carson had a great run early on. I mean, the entire running room, I guess. I mean, it's just basically him, and Chris Carson has had one run that was good. But honestly, Joe Mixon's been killing it. This is the Joe Mixon Show, everyone. I hope you're enjoying it. Under center, here's Patrick Mahomes. Trips to the bottom of the set. They're going to bring CeeDee Lamb in motion. They're going to hand off to Joe Mixon, and they had a chance to tackle him for a loss. Instead, Joe Mixon gets 3 yards. Not a lot of yards, but more than negative. So, bright side for Joe Mixon, downside for Conference USA. And if you're Conference USA, I mean, I was saying before, you got to get a stop. I don't think you need to get a stop anymore because you've already lost this football game. But if you want to have any chance of winning it, you need to get a stop quickly. Shotgun here for Patrick Mahomes. He's going to go hand off to Chris Carson, I believe. Actually, Dave Montgomery on that one. It's about 4 yards on that play. Brings up a 3rd and 3. Jamie Collins Sr. with his first tackle of the ballgame, which is bad considering he's the model linebacker. But 3rd and 3, I mean, you need to stop. This has a chance to be the shortest quarter I've ever recorded in my life. It has a chance to be. I don't know if it will. Just trips to the bottom of your set. Under center is Patrick Mahomes. They're going to go pass. They bring a blitz. He fires it. It's going to be caught on the outside by, I believe, Marquise Hollywood-Brown. And it is 5 catches, 68 yards, and a touchdown so far for Marquise Hollywood-Brown. He's having a really good game. And they're kind of showing. I would be kind of scared if Houston challenges that ball. I mean, you might as well. Because if it's somehow incomplete, then that would be pretty huge. I think that is so obviously complete that was not worth a challenge at all, because that is so obviously a completed pass and so obviously going to be upheld if you're Conference USA. I understand throwing up the Hail Mary that maybe was incomplete, but it was so obviously complete. And Houston at least one of his timeouts, so he can't do it. Although, to be fair, there's no chance to win this game anyways. It's just not going to happen. Sorry, Conference USA Texans. It's just not going to happen. It looks like the Big 12 most likely will be playing the ACC outside of a absolutely massive upset by the Sun Belt. But they will most likely be playing the ACC. Under center here is Patrick Mahomes. Takes the snap. He fires it quickly to CeeDee Lamb, who has a lot of running room. He's going to get all the way to the 14-yard line. And if you were nice, you'd make sure Joe Mixon gets to this 200-yard mark, because that would be so huge for his team. Heinecke's angry, but, bro, sure, it's some of your defense's fault, but it's also a lot your fault. You have played extremely poorly. I mean extremely poorly this game. You had that one drive where you were actually playing really well, but outside of that one drive, you've played horribly. That's the reason why you're losing so badly. Under center here is Patrick Mahomes, 2 tight end set. He's going to pass again. He fires it to an open Tyler Lockett. He's going to get about 1 yard short of that first down marker. And honestly, if I was the coach, I'd be like, Joe Mixon, punch this in. Get us 3 touchdowns for you. Conference USA has been just so easily steamrolled. Kevin Byard, 7th tackle of the ball. I'd be angry too if I was Trey Hendrickson. Honestly, I'd be feeling some frustration. The Big 12 has been playing so well. Trips to the bottom of the set. They're going to pass again. Fires it. Easy touchdown. This time to, I believe, CeeDee Lamb with his first receiving touchdown. Try to get each one of his receivers involved. And they're going to take a 31-point lead here, heading through the 4th. And I'm going to go with probably not going to come back. I could probably not. Conference USA definitely looks like they are out of it. It's not even going to be a question. On the bright side, for Big 12, Trent Williams did come back, so he is going to play 100% against the ACC Buccaneers if they do draw him, unless a miracle happens and the Sun Belt somehow, miraculously, the FCS Division II, Division III, just lateral it into their own end zone so many times. The Sun Belt somehow wins that game. The Big 12 49ers would end up drawing the the Pac-12 Redskins or football team, or Commanders, or if you want to look at them. That's who would they draw instead of the ACC, which there is a significant difference between the ACC and the Pac-12. There's the top three teams and then kind of everyone else. So there's a huge difference between playing those two teams. I understand the chances of you playing the ACC are very, very high, considering the Sun Belt is never, ever going to be... The Sun Belt is never, ever going to be the FCS Division II, Division III Packers. But, and the small chance they do, they would end up joining the Pac-12 instead of the ACC. The next game that is played does not matter all that much to the Big 12. Shotgun for Taylor Heinecke. They're going to hand off to Aaron Jones, and they're going to get 2 yards on that play. And Aaron Jones has only been hit with the ball 9 times, which, to be fair, we've been down for a large portion. So it wouldn't make sense that he's not getting as many handoffs, but he should have gotten more handoffs early in the game. I think that could have changed the tide of the game. Also, if Taylor Heinecke wasn't an idiot and just kept running into defensive linemen, I feel like that would have been a big help. Also, if the defense ever got a stop or had taken advantage of any of the opportunities where the ball was thrown straight to them, that would have been helpful too for this chance at an upset. Under center is Taylor Heinecke. They're going to go pass. Fires it underneath. It's going to be their tight end, Taylor Higbee, I think, for the first down. Taylor Higbee's first catch of the ball game. Only 152 total yards for the Texans, which is actually horrible. That is not good at all. That means you had one decent drive, and then everything else combined for about 70 yards. That's really bad. Taylor Heineke's going to throw it, and it's going to be incomplete to Tyler Higbee. Brings up a 2nd and 10. About 1:42 left in this episode for you guys. I hope you guys are Big 12 kids, because that's the only way you enjoyed this game was watching the Big 12 dominate as much as it is. Shotgun here for Taylor Heinecke. Takes a snap. 4-man rush. He has plenty of time. Eventually pressured. He's going to throw across his body. That's going to be almost caught, weirdly enough. That was almost caught. But brings up a 3rd and 10. A minute and a half remaining in this third quarter of action before we enter the fourth. And then I can be put out of my misery and I can go to bed. Shotgun here for Taylor Heinecke. I think we can all agree that we've given up on the Big 12 not winning this game. Conference USA fires it. He's going to get tackled about 5 yards short of the first down marker. At least it makes it an easier 4th down conversion, which you've got to think you're going for it, right? You're down by 31 points with a minute and a half to go in the third. You got to think you're going for it. It's simply just to try and make it less embarrassing. Because right now it's really embarrassing. Like, it is hard to be more embarrassed about how poorly you did this game. You can watch Sunbelt later on to make yourself feel better about how really atrociously horribly you did. 4th down, you're going to punt the ball. Smart. Yeah. I think the Big 12 does need to extend their lead. I mean, you got to think smartly that eventually they're going to replace Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes with Baker Mayfield, right? Holding on the return team. So, Okoronkwo. I mean, you got to think you have to try and at least avoid injuries, right? So that would be a big deal. That would be a rather significant deal if you lost Patrick Mahomes or Joe Mixon. I got to think you try to get Joe Mixon over 200 yards. But after that, I understand there's Patrick Mahomes, 2 tight ends set here with a fullback on the field. Looks like Chris Carson's back there. We're going to hand off Chris Carson. He's going to get tackled for about 3-yard gain. And yeah, I feel like I would just be putting out my backups at this point because you can't risk your players getting hurt. I understand they don't know that there's a next week, that they're going to be playing next week against the ACC. But you got to think you don't want your star players to get hurt. Trips to the bottom of the set. I'm assuming it's Patrick Mahomes. He's going to go pass here. He has time. Eventually gets it out. Nice pass to about 4 yards, but it's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. Catch made by CeeDee Lamb. 5 catches, 34 yards, and he also has a touchdown. Maybe he's going to try and get one to one of his tight ends now. I mean, he's got Joe Mixon 2 touchdowns on the ground for Joe Mixon, 1 touchdown for each of his receivers. Shotgun for Patrick Mahomes. He's going to take the snap, pass. He fires it to a wide open. I got to think. No, it's Marquise Hollywood-Brown, I think. Yep, 6 catches of the ball game for 79 yards and a touchdown for Marquise Hollywood-Brown. Jamie Collins Sr. only 2nd tackle of the ball game. It's not good, but there's very few bright sides as you look at it for Conference USA. You're going to get worse in the upcoming years. You just are. You're losing a whole bunch of teams, and you're replacing them with some not great teams. But anyways, hey everybody, that's the end of the 3rd quarter. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know how you could have. This is GGV saying adios amigos, and good luck to the Big 12 49ers.